Hello! Today I want to talk about how to start getting in touch with your intuition, how to strengthen that relationship and identify what is intuition and what is ego. So the first thing I want to say is you're probably already tapping into your intuition and you don't even realize it. It is that little voice or that body knowing, that slight pull that you're choosing between two options on a menu and something's just telling you, get the second one. That's your intuition. There's like, you can't explain it, but you fancy that option. Or you are having a conversation with someone and it is that realization or that knowing of, I'm not having as much fun as I thought I would, or this is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So I think you're tapping into your intuition a lot more than you think, but people don't really recognize that as their intuition. So it's really not that far from you at any time, which is such a glorious thing. You don't have to learn how to do it. You don't have to gain a skill. You're already doing it. You just now need to build a connection with it, build trust with it, and soon you'll be able to tap into that intuition when you're in more stressful scenarios. So that'll be my first thing. Like, don't try and tap into your intuition when you're not used to it and you don't fully know what your intuition feels like or sounds like straight away, especially when you're in the middle of stressful scenarios. Or I'm trying to say, don't go too big too soon. Start small and build a connection, build trust like you would with any other relationship. And the best way to do this is to start really, really small. So say, for example, you're eating dinner and just ask yourself quietly, your body, what do I want to put my fork into first? And just see what happens. Or you're choosing between, two lipstick shades and you only want to get one. Just quieten your mind, like drop your awareness to the lower parts of your body. Either what works for me is my pelvic area, my womb, or you could do your heart. That's another good one. Just drop into your body. Feel like you're sinking into your body like a deep sea diver, going deep, deep, deep into the ocean. Hold there and let the answer come to you. It will either be like one suddenly feels a little bit closer to you, or you get a pull from one of them, or one just starts feeling slightly less appealing. Like, it's really subtle, but that's your intuition. Your intuition isn't going to be bright neon lights in your face. It's going to be a really subtle guidance, and that's because you have free will. You can choose whether you follow your intuition or you steer into a different path. That is your free will. The law of free will is one of the laws of the universe, like law of gravity. And what's going to happen slowly over time as you start to ask your body these questions in really fun ways, like really non-pressured ways, like, oh, which yogurt should I get, or out of the fridge first, or, what do I fancy eating for breakfast? That's another thing, right? When you ask yourself, or someone asks you, where do you want to go for dinner? And you kind of think for a second, you're like, I really fancy an Indian. That is your intuition telling you or maybe your answer is, oh, actually, I don't want to go. I don't feel like takeout tonight, or I don't feel like eating out. That's your intuition. It's just this knowing, this feeling inside you of what feels good. And the problem is that it's always there, but the problem is that we try and put too much weight on it, or we go, no, I can't follow that, or, oh, that doesn't mean much. But the more you follow these intuitive nudges and it guides you, you can use these as footsteps towards much bigger goals like finding your purpose, for example. So start really, really small. Don't second guess it. If your body tells you, get that option on the menu, but in your head, you've been thinking about this restaurant for the past 24 hours. You knew you were going to get the meat option, but then you come to the restaurant and you're like, my body's telling me to get the fish. But my body just told me 24 hours ago, for the whole time I was looking forward to meat, so I'll just go for that one. That's not building trust with your intuition. What is if you then go, that's interesting. I was really fancying meat. That's what brought me here. But now I want the fish option. And even if you don't get any big revelation afterwards, I think what's a really good practice to have is just saying thank you. Thank you anyway. Thank you, intuition, for guiding me and nudging me, and don't make it mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if you chose a different option than what you came here for. And the best thing to do, as I say, start really small so that you're not impacting other people, because that can sometimes be where we engage our mental plane a lot more. We might have an intuitive guide and we go, oh, but what if that person says that thing, or that person usually likes that thing? Forget about it. Forget about that goal for the moment. I want you to start small. And if you are having trouble tapping into that, get really, really quiet, get really, really still. Lower your awareness into your belly or your womb or your heart. Just breathe deeply and gently into your body. Just feel your body again. And then you ask the question, ask it clearly in your mind, in your body. Don't ask it and then ask 20 other things afterwards. And just wait for the answer to come to you. And it's really important to know that it's not, some people do get the information audibly. So in their mind, in their ears, they will hear a voice say, yes, do this, or get that option. But a lot of the times for me, I do sometimes get it audibly, but it's just like a knowing. It's like this pull. It's this sense of, I don't know, something's just kind of making me feel a bit more comfortable if I go for that. That's another one actually. I ask, say if I've got two options, I'm like, which one's going to make me feel more comfortable? And that's usually, your body will guide you towards the intuitive answer, because now you're asking something. If you're asking something of your body that's, what do I feel comfortable in? That's to do with like soul level safety and warmth. That's much, much deeper. So I think then you're accessing a much deeper part of you. So your answer is going to be coming from a much deeper part of you. So try these on your own. As I say, try asking which option shall I go for if you're out and about. If you're at home, you can also build that intuition relationship in the same way, or just by sitting quiet for certain periods of time. Meditation is a really great one, and you don't have to start for long. I started meditating for 1 minute when I first started, just to get me into a habit. And now 3 or 4 years later, it's just created so much depth. And what's really interesting is you start quite on lower minutes. You build up your time to stretch how long you can focus for. And say you start hitting an hour after a couple of years or something, then you find that you've got a much stronger relationship with your deeper body, your deeper self, that you don't need as much time to get to that place. So you start getting shorter in your meditation times as well. And then maybe it will be much longer if you have a particular problem that you want to consult your intuition for. And that's the glorious thing. I'm trying to tell you that on your journey, you will meditate for different amounts of time. So it doesn't matter if you only meditate for 1 minute a day. I certainly started meditating for 1 minute a day, again, a few years into my journey. So it wasn't just, I started at 1 minute, then I went to much, much longer times. It's a complete seesaw, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you do it for or you try it for. And that could just be 1 minute of sitting still. I promise you that's going to lead to a lot more strength in your own relationship with yourself. Right. Thank you very much for listening, my loves. I hope this was helpful. Give me a like if you found any of that useful, because then we can share it with the wider community and help more people together. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.